Entry number 37, July 17th, 2017. On the night of the last entry, 4 nights ago or something, recording and re-recording it in 3 parts took the time to about 11 o'clock p.m., if I remember correctly, and I went to bed, if I remember correctly. I didn't make my eggs and mushrooms and onions after all, and didn't go shopping. I made the egg dish the following night. The following day, I didn't get up and going until about 2 o'clock p.m. I don't remember why. I went to Saturday Market and proceeded naturally to Waterfront Park. While at Saturday Market, I shot video of 1. A duo playing Let It Be by the Beatles. 2. Ed English playing Sade's Smooth Operator, if I remember correctly. 3. A woman singing and playing guitar. Right outside Saturday Market, I shot a guy playing paint bucket drums. I also shot Portland's Maritime Museum ship coming into dock. I caught the Burnside Bridge lowering as the ship passed through. You've got to see the smokestack action. I also shot a very brief video of a black guy playing sax under one of the bridges at Waterfront Park. If I shot any other videos at Saturday Market and Waterfront Park, I forgot them. Some of the items listed might actually be from the next day, too. I then went to the Starbucks on 2nd and Main, originally to steal Wi-Fi, but I decided that if the sun was shining on the bench across the sidewalk with no shade, then I would be obliged to go in and buy something. It was, and I did. I didn't have enough money to buy my summer usual, so I bought a largest size coffee. I called MWR, or he called me, or I called him back. I don't remember which. We talked about the last journal entry, and if we discussed much else, I forget. I think that's when I ran out of call minutes and that we continued the conversation via text or something. I don't know why I would have used call minutes since Starbucks has Wi-Fi. I forgot to mention that I think the previous night I had a marathon call with MWR in which he told me a story about a gal he used to know named Jen, who almost got him kicked out of Sierra College. Funny, after the very long story, I don't recall how he related Jen to it. I just now sent him a voice text asking him about such. He hasn't yet responded. I also finally got around to apologizing to Jeff for not replying to his stated wish that I have a nice weekend. He said no harm done and accepted my apology. I did that via voice text. I stayed at the Starbucks until they closed. Then I'm pretty sure I stayed at the bench to finish my uploading or whatever. At any rate, by the time I got done, I didn't have time to turn in my doubled up bags of cans. So I think I just went home. That must have been the night I made my scrambled eggs with mushrooms and onions. All 3 of those were about to go bad. The only fresh item was the half stick of butter I used to grease the pan. I should have called it mushrooms with scrambled eggs and onions, as the mushrooms outnumbered the other ingredients by a large margin. It turned out quite good. I didn't really need the ketchup I accompanied it with. Yesterday morning, I dreamt I was involved with the birth of the microchip. The whole thing was tied up with a big romantic struggle in which I strived to be on the good guy's side. That's all I remember. Dream ends. Yesterday, I got out the door at almost exactly 11 o'clock a.m., which is when Saturday Market opened. I went to Saturday Market and proceeded naturally to Waterfront Park. I shot video of Ed English playing a ballad and Amber Russell playing guitar and a woman singing and playing guitar. If I shot any other videos, I forget them. Yesterday, as the day before, there was a pretty good supply of bottles and cans. I then went to the Starbucks at 2nd and Main to steal Wi-Fi. I eventually had to leave because I had to go to the bathroom, and the line for the one at Starbucks exhausted my patience. So I went to the nearby park where they had a public restroom. Sitting at the park bench nearest the courthouse across the street, I could steal their Wi-Fi, but it wasn't very powerful. MWR called me, but the Wi-Fi wasn't very good, so the conversation didn't last long. I ran out of smoke, so I decided to go turn in my cans, as I also had less than 50 cents. I forgot to mention that I found a new Seasons Market shopping cart pretty much as soon as I left the building yesterday morning and put my stuff in it. So if I was to take the bus, I would have to remove my stuff from the cart. I decided to keep the cart and walk to Whole Foods, which is what I did. Right as I got to the machine at Whole Foods, pretty much it broke down. The right bin needed emptying. I went outside and had a smoke, figuring if they didn't have it fixed by the time I finished my smoke, I'd leave. But willing to concede that if they had at least started on it, I would wait more. As I went down to the basement where the machine is, I saw two employees with bins full of broken glass. So I went downstairs and waited. I waited for the length of one full song on my phone. I listened to mostly progressive music, which is a genre in which songs tend to be pretty long. Thick as a Brick is a song by Jethro Tull, which is an entire album in length. Example given. They didn't come back with empty bins by the end of the song, so I went and turned in my cans and bottles at Trader Joe's. I received $9.30 for my effort. By this time, it was getting to be at least 7, if not later. So I searched a few more trash cans, had a smoke, and hawked a 20 to my tobacco shop and went home. I relaxed, smoked, and played some NetHack in preparation for this entry. But at the last minute, decided I better go shopping instead. All I bought was 4 2-liter bottles of Coke, a jug of milk, and a huge jug of Arizona iced tea, green tea with ginseng. I was out of pretty much everything, but I only got that so as to get the heavy stuff out of the way first. You dig? By the time I got home from that, it was almost 11 o'clock p.m., and I went to bed. I forgot to mention the last entry that while I was on Beaverton-Hillsdale Highway, I ran into a decrepit old Chinese food place. I had tried to take its picture at an earlier date, but the picture was a failure due to low light. And the same problem seemed likely to recur this time. So I fiddled around with my phone and found something called HDR, which I figure means high definition resolution or something. I just sent a voice text to MWR to ask him if he knows what it means. He's a photographer, so he might know. Whatever it was, it worked. The low light was not a problem. I shot it, and it turned out fine. As cheap as that phone was, it cost me $10. It does an awful lot for me, and I'm still discovering new features since I got it, way back in February, I think. It's definitely earned the money I paid, even though when I went to top it up, I couldn't get it to accept the $35 I'd already spent. It's a Wi-Fi only phone now. Again this morning, I woke up from a dream. I dreamt I was still a kid, and we had just moved. We moved to a house that in real life I don't recognize. It was such a recent move that I didn't know my way home from school. It seemed I was automatically transferred home from school, but I was still quite worried about it. Perhaps in response to my vocalizing this fright, my father gave me an electronic polygonal key, hexagonal maybe, that was needed because he had developed something at work that required strict, maybe even dystopian security measures. I think he may have warned me not to lose it. Dream end. My alarm woke me at 9:30, and I made an 11:30 appointment I had with Carly. I told her everything was going great. She asked me how my journal was going, and I told her I had recently completed an entry which was 20 pages long. After my meeting with Carly, I went home. I ate Spanish rice with refried beans I found in the trash for lunch, and had some Ovaltine when I got home to complete it. 2 ladies gave me 2 ice cream sandwiches. I got home at about 12:45, I think, and it's now 6:43 p.m. I have $1.40, non-existence due to compassion and feeling washed out becoming the norm, modifying non-emotional processing. There is no random Wikipedia entry for this entry, because I have used all my allotted www data for this month on my Obama phone. The poem for this entry is quite brief. Here it goes. Some things I forgot in entry number 3. Micro USB converter cord. Ought first to be recognized. Should get a phone. End of poem. P.S. I haven't gone shopping for food yet. Maybe I'll do it tonight.